Welcome to This Explainer, presented by JCF. Today, we are diving straight into the ultimate playbook for turning AI-generated code into a seriously profitable web agency. We're going to be breaking down some incredibly powerful insights, pulling straight from seasoned web developers who have totally flipped the script on how to sell digital services. We are talking about using tools that let you build really complex, custom software without writing a single line of code yourself, and then turning around and selling those exact systems for recurring monthly revenue.
Let's kick things off with a bit of a contrarian take. Developer Tyler Moore has this core philosophy that basically lays the foundation for everything we're going to cover today. He argues that pitching standard websites is basically a dead end. Think about it. Business owners view a standard website the exact same way they view a printed business card. I mean, it's nice to have, it looks pretty, but they absolutely are not losing sleep over it. If you cold call a small business and offer to build them a prettier website, their immediate reaction is almost always going to be, yeah, who cares? My business is doing just fine. What they actually want, and what they will eagerly write you a check for, is a system that solves a really painful daily problem and actively brings in more revenue.
So here is our roadmap for today. We'll go through 1, the paradigm shift, 2, finding your target clients, 3, building systems with AI, 4, deploying the finished product, and 5, the show don't tell pitch. Let's jump right in. Okay, section 1, the paradigm shift. Think about the fundamental difference here. On one side, you have your standard static digital brochure. It's got a home page, an about page, maybe a simple contact form. It's really low value, incredibly tough to sell to a cold lead, and usually you're only going to get a small one-time fee for it. But compare that to a revenue-generating system. We're talking custom CRMs, automated booking reminders, digital presentation tools. These things automate painful, tedious tasks for the business owner. They directly improve the bottom line, and most importantly for you, they allow you to charge a high-value, recurring monthly subscription. You literally have to stop selling brochures and start selling systems.
Moving to section 2, finding your target clients.
So how do we actually find the perfect businesses to pitch these systems to and do it completely for free? Well, the hunt starts right on Google Maps. Developer Saddam Qasim outlines a brilliant strategy for this. Step 1, you pick a highly specific local niche. Don't just type in businesses. You want to search for salons near me, or dog groomers, or maybe local electricians. Step 2, you just scour through those search results. And step 3 is the magic filter. You are looking for businesses that have a really high volume of excellent reviews, let's say 4.6 stars and up. But when you look at their profile, they don't actually have a website linked, just an Instagram page. It's honestly so obvious once you start looking for it. High reviews mean they have a healthy, profitable business, which means they can afford your services. But having no website, that is your golden ticket. It means there's a glaring gap that you can easily fill.
Now, once you spot a great target, you need to extract 5 very specific details and drop them into a document. Grab their exact business name, their contact or WhatsApp number, their physical street address, whatever current social links they have, and their total number of reviews. Why these specific things? Because these details are going to become the absolute foundation of your AI prompt. When you feed the AI this real, highly specific data, the system it builds isn't going to look like some generic template. It's going to look hyper-personalized to that exact business right from the jump. And you know, clients absolutely love seeing their own name in lights.
All right, section 3, building systems with AI.
This is where it gets fun, because we are going to build complex systems without writing a single line of code ourselves. Enter the modern developer's cheat codes. Platforms like Replit and Google's anti-gravity basically act as your own personal lead developer. You don't need to know React or Node.js or anything about complex database structures. You literally just type your instructions out in plain English, and the AI agent instantly goes to work. It writes the code, structures the files, and builds out a fully functional web application right there in front of your eyes. It is wild.
But to get the absolute best results, you really need to treat this as a 2-step AI process. You can't just ask the builder for a website and expect gold. First, you take those 5 client details you grabbed from Google Maps, feed them into ChatGPT, and ask it to write a massive, highly specific prompt for you. This mega prompt should dictate the brand matching color scheme, request the exact booking functionalities you need, outline the CRM data fields, and tell the AI to auto-populate the site with the client's actual address and their real 5-star reviews. Step 2, you just copy that super prompt, paste it into Replit or Antigravity, and sit back while the AI does all the heavy lifting.
Let's actually ground this with a couple of incredible real-world examples from our sources. First up, a firearms training company called Got Your Six. Their problem was that security guards constantly need to renew their training, and the owner was manually trying to track all these expiration dates, probably using just a total nightmare of a spreadsheet. The solution they built for him wasn't a standard website. It was a custom CRM that automatically text messages the students when their renewal is coming up. And for the owner, that equals a ton of newly booked classes. Next, we have a boutique called Blushing Bridal. Their problem? Just a standard, kind of boring dress try-on process. The solution here was a custom digital presentation system. Now when a bride walks in, there's a massive 60-inch screen displaying a personalized welcome message, like, "Welcome Olivia," and then it shifts into a gorgeous distraction-free presentation mode showing pre-selected dresses. It's incredibly shareable on social media, makes the bride feel super special, and directly drives dress sales. That right there is the true power of selling an AI system.
Moving on to Section 4, deploying the finished product.
Because look, it's not enough to just magically generate the code. You actually have to host it properly to get it live on the internet. Here is your timeline for deployment. You take your project from the AI generation phase, push that code over to a repository on GitHub, deploy it from GitHub onto a live server, and finally connect it to a permanent custom domain. You cannot, under any circumstances, just send a client a temporary preview link straight from your AI builder. If you shut your laptop, their site goes offline. Imagine a client opening your link and just seeing a blank screen. You would instantly lose the deal.
So, to properly get the code out of that AI environment, you follow these steps. First, you connect a tool like Google Antigraphy directly to your GitHub account. As the developers at Prototype point out, you'll need to generate SSH keys to securely bridge your AI workspace to GitHub. Think of it like a highly secure, invisible handshake between your local machine and the cloud. Once you're authenticated, the AI can just automatically push your brand new source code right into a public or private repository. Basically, you're safely locking away your code in the cloud.
Now that your code is on GitHub, you still have to host it. Let's look at the free route versus the premium route. If you're just messing around building portfolio pieces or hobby projects, platforms like Vercel or Netlify will literally pull your code from GitHub and host it for free, which is great. But if you're handling a live commercial product for a paying client, especially if it's a beefy application built on Node.js or React, you absolutely need robust, paid servers. The premium route means setting up a dedicated VPS or Node.js server to guarantee uptime and professional delivery.
But don't let that scare you, because the barrier to entry for professional hosting is shockingly low. Our sources point out a Hostinger 48-month plan that runs roughly 249 rupees a month. For our international viewers, that is literally just a few dollars a month. Emphasize that in your mind, just a few dollars a month. And for that tiny overhead, you get the capacity to host up to 50 standard websites and 5 robust AI web applications, plus they throw in a free domain name. Your potential return on investment here is just absolutely massive.
Finally, Section 5, the show, don't tell pitch.
This is where the magic happens, and frankly, where the money gets made. You are going to use exactly this low-pressure message. Just shoot them a casual text on WhatsApp. "Hi, I created a website for your salon. Take a look. If you like it, it's yours." Notice what you are completely avoiding here. You aren't sending some massive text-heavy formal business proposal begging for a meeting. You've already built the fully functional, customized live system. You're just handing them the link before you ever ask for a single dime. It's the ultimate try-before-you-buy strategy. When they click that link and instantly see their own logo, their own customer reviews, and a tool that just works flawlessly, the trust factor goes through the roof.
When they inevitably text you back asking, "Okay, how much?" the floor is completely yours. Even if it's just a very basic AI-generated website that took you maybe an hour to build, you can easily sell that for a one-off fee of 7,000 to 8,000 rupees. Really think about that. A single basic sale covers your server hosting costs for literal years.
But remember that paradigm shift we talked about? If you take the time to build a high-value system, like that custom CRM or that bridal presentation tool, you aren't just asking for a one-off fee. You can easily charge a recurring subscription of $250 every single month. If your system helps that bridal shop sell even one extra wedding dress a month, your software just paid for itself 10 times over. Why would they ever cancel that subscription? Simply put, they wouldn't.
Which brings us to the very end of our roadmap. You now know exactly how to find the clients, how to prompt the AI to write the code, how to deploy it all live, and the exact script to use to close the deal. The only thing left in this equation is execution. So what system are you going to build for your very first client tomorrow? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now get out there and start building.